Back, everyone. 1 in 5 Americans are living with mental illness, and many are not getting the support that they need. NAMI, or the National Alliance on Mental Illness, is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for the millions of Americans affected. For more on this, please welcome Kim Jones and Sarah Galley. And thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Of course, such an important day. And I want to start off with, I got into it a little bit about it being a grassroots organization, but as an overview, tell us what you do.
NAMI Georgia advocates for people with mental health conditions, and we also, through our 20 affiliates across the state of Georgia, provide support and education in local communities for people affected by mental health.
Wonderful. And I'm curious, how did it even get started?
40 years ago, around a kitchen table, there were several mothers who came together who had children with serious mental illness, trying to find support and help for them. And from that grew the NAMI national brand.
That is incredible. Of course, mom's just saying we can't wait around for answers. We've got to sometimes just take matters into our own hands and look at what it's grown to.
Yep.
Although it is wonderful to see that we are getting support on a federal and state level. In fact, the state legislators made 2022 the year for mental health. But what does this really mean to all of us? Like our viewers that are listening, are they thinking, well, how is this going to impact me? The Georgia Parity Act.
Yep.
What can we expect? How can we benefit?
The Georgia Parity Act sprung from the Behavioral Health Reform and Innovation Commission that Governor Kemp put in place.
Good.
And then the legislators got behind that, and the main crux of the Georgia Parity Act was parity. And what parity means is to treat mental health and physical health at the same level. And we saw our senators and our House representatives vote unanimously on a 76-page reform bill.
Coming together on
right,
something unanimously, that's amazing. It can happen. That's what it shows. And we've seen these numbers really increase, especially over the last few years. What are you seeing? I have a feeling it's probably maybe worse than we really know.
Yeah, we call mental health the epidemic of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I think where it bothers me the most is that we're seeing it in our children. Suicide rates, suicide ideology and thoughts are increasing in children more and more. And just across the board, we're seeing more people struggling with anxiety and depression.
Yes, for sure. And speaking of the schools, I do want to say I have noticed that in my daughter's school, like they are sending us questionnaires, sending us things that we can look for, because you don't want to miss the signs. Right. And do you mind sharing that scary stat that you told me before we started the interview about when the kids have an idea?
Sure. Suicide has become the second leading cause of death for children. And the important thing to know about that for our children, the average length of time between a child making the decision and carrying out the decision to try suicide is 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Because they're young, they're impulsive. So yeah, we have to be able to look for these signs. And now let's talk specifically about programs that you offer. How can people get connected if anybody out there, wants to learn more?
Sure. You can contact NAMI Georgia or look for your local affiliate in your community. Like I said, we have 20 of them across the state, and we provide education and support. So we have classes to help you learn some of those signs and symptoms and how to interact with your loved one who might be having an experience, or if you yourself are somebody with a mental health condition, we have classes on how to take better care of yourself.
Oh, fantastic. And Sarah, you have a big event.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yes, we have our NAMI Walks Your Way event coming up very soon. It is next Saturday, October 15th. It is in person. It'll be our first in-person event in 2 or 3 years. So we're very excited for that. It will be at Liberty Plaza, which is directly across the street from the Georgia State Capitol. So keeping that theme of the Year of Mental Health and celebration of what NAMI Georgia has done and will continue to do.
Yes.
So we're very excited. It is completely free to register, and we just welcome everyone in the community to come, bring their friends and family, and celebrate the Year of Mental Health and what NAMI Georgia has and will do.
Yes, I love that. I want to make sure everybody, we had it up on the screen. Where do we go to register?
NAMIWalks.org/Georgia.
Okay, I always forget with the organizations, usually it's .org.
Yes.
Thank you both so much. Any last final words that, you can encourage our viewers, anybody who's hurting out there?
I think what I want to say is you're not alone. And that's what NAMI Georgia and our NAMI members bring. caring. They're people with lived experience, and if you are struggling in any way yourself or a loved one, reach out. You're not alone. There are many people in Georgia here to help.
Thank you both so much for your time and for your incredible work that you're doing in the community. We so appreciate it. And we'd like to thank NAMI for sponsoring that segment. We'll hear